Junior Guard for NC State women's basketball, Saniya Rivers. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. She very obviously stuffed the stat sheet for the Wolfpack in their upset of number 2, UConn, on Sunday. Saniya, thank you very much for joining us here on The Drive. I have to ask about that Sunday game. Did you just wake up knowing you were on fire and you were in the zone going into that UConn game?
First off, thank you guys for having me on. And I don't know, I guess it had to be my breakfast. I had shrimp and grits. It was amazing. I had to make sure I have it before every game coming up.
Are you superstitious in that way? Are you going to be like doing the same things all the way up till game time?
I might have to. I mean, usually before games, I just make sure that I'm prepared with my body. I get a good stretch in, make sure I listen to some good music. I usually listen to R&B. But the shrimp and grits, they might have had an impact.
I mean, quickly here, we have obviously some state fans listening in. If they want to get in the zone like Saniya Rivers, it's R&B, but what artists are we talking about here?
See, I don't have a favorite artist to put you guys on to, but I like old school R&B. And I know some of our fans are a little more on the, still got the young blood, but on the elderly side. So I know they know what I'm talking about, the slow, good 90s music.
All right.
Sometimes 80s too.
Okay. Thank you for adding 80s. When you say the old stuff and then you say the 90s, you make me feel real old.
Got to take it back a little more.
I like that. Saniya Rivers joining us here on the Heister Automotive Group hotline after she led NC State women's basketball over number 2 UConn on Sunday. From an X's and O's standpoint, what were you able to take advantage of, right? Obviously, being in the zone, just kind of catching fire is one thing, but against a team like UConn, what did you see in the way they were trying to stop you that you were able to take advantage of?
Well, I had to take advantage of my speed, our speed as a team. We're a great team when it comes to getting out in transition. I just feel like that's our bread and butter. We knew what we had to do to stop them, but honestly, our biggest competitors are ourselves, so we knew that we had to, of course, stop them, but really just focus on us and make sure we were knocking down shots, getting each other involved, like I said, getting out in transition defense, and then just making sure we know each other's personnel. So,
well, after the win, right? It's focused on you, right? It's all about the Wolfpack. You've jumped all the way up to 14th in the country. Were you aware of maybe the disrespect, or did you feel like you were lowly ranked going into the game?
Honestly, we're not big on the whole rankings thing. We came into the game knowing that we didn't have anything to lose, but also knowing that if we did knock off the number 2 team, that we would eventually be ranked. Mm-hmm. And moving up to number 14, it's an amazing feeling. Of course, we felt like we deserved to be ranked. So now that we've proven it, it feels 10 times better.
Saniya Rivers, Junior Guard, NC State women's basketball, connecting with us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. I'll read her stat sheet one more time. 33 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double. Tack on 5 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks as she helped the Wolfpack upset number 2 UConn on Sunday. Saniya, I'm fascinated by the new age of college sports. Since Sunday, it's Tuesday, so there's been a little bit of time, but not much. Have the name, image, and likeness requests been knocking down your door? Has that changed at all in the last 48 hours after that big game against UConn?
Honestly, I'm still scrolling through my Instagram DMs. It's been flooded since Sunday evening. So I haven't seen any NIL opportunities quite yet, but I'm sure they'll be rolling in soon.
How many notifications are we talking about when you check your phone?
Whew. Oh God, my phone was overheating. If that gives you any anything, it was overheating. Instagram, Twitter, my messages, my phone, FaceTime, everything was just going off. It got to the point I had to just put my phone on Do Not Disturb for a little bit, and then Monday morning I went and started responding to people once my phone cooled down a little bit.
Give us the hierarchy. How do you decide who to respond to first? Because I mean, there's a lot of people in Raleigh listening right now. There might be somebody out there going, "Wait a second, she's responding," and I'm left on red over here. Haven't heard anything. So how do you go through that?
It might feel that way, but I definitely try to make sure I get back to family first. That's the biggest people I try to get back to. Then I try. Let's see, who do I get back to next? Friends, close friends that I talk to every day, try to get back to them. But after that, it's just fair game. Who I'm scrolling through, just whoever I see first. Definitely no disrespect, not trying to ignore anybody, but
of course,
definitely trying to get back to everybody as fast as I can.
Last year, 9-9 in the ACC, finished in 8th, I believe. How do you translate a big win like this in your non-conference schedule to conference play and kind of just as your season goes along, you want to ride this momentum?
Of course, beating a great team like that feels amazing, but it being a non-conference game, we know that we have a tough conference that we're in. A lot of people said the ACC isn't as tough, but, I played in it, so I know that that's not true. We got rivals coming up, Duke, UNC, teams like Miami. Everybody's just been rebuilding. So we're just hoping that we can take this confidence from this UConn game and just let it translate, take it one game at a time, and hopefully, we'll have a great conference season. So.
You brought it up. You did start your career at South Carolina. How often do you lean on that, right? Because as you said, right, the narrative is that the SEC isn't this or isn't that. You've been in kind of two of the premier conferences.
Right.
How are they similar and different when you look at the SEC versus the ACC?
Yeah, so being that I've been a part of both, I do think that the SEC is just a little bigger and stronger, definitely talking height-wise and strength-wise. I think that's really the main difference. But as far as the intensity, it's the same. College is just a different pace at this level. But I think that's the main difference. But, yeah.
Last one here for you. I want to get your opinion on some of the teammates here. Let you hype up some of your friends. Asia James tied with you as the leading scorer through 2 games, 22 per game. She averaged, I believe, a little under 7 a season ago. Should we look to her as a breakout player, kind of alongside you?
Absolutely. We have a lot of faith in Isaiah. She's just a great player, a great teammate, a great friend. We definitely look at her this year to lead. With her scoring, with her defense abilities, just in every aspect. So, her for sure.
Who else should we keep an eye on?
Definitely got to keep an eye on Zoe Brooks. Don't let the freshman, title fool you. She plays very confident. She plays like she's been at this level before. You got to keep an eye on everybody, really. But Madison Hayes, Mimi, got to give our post players a shout. Our post players did a great job against UConn. And, most players, when they have a great scoring night, are the ones that get the love. But alongside, you have to really hype up the post players. They did a great job defensively against Aaliyah Edwards. She's a tough post. Got to give credit to her where credit is due. But our post did a great job the other night. Got to look out for KP. She's a sniper. Just came in. And Lizzie, like I said, we got to give attention to our post where credit is due for sure.
Saniya, we appreciate you for taking the time, and congrats on the big win.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Once again, Saniya Rivers, junior guard for NC State women's basketball, coming off a massive win over the number 2 team in the country, UConn, on Sunday. Saniya, a big part of that with her 33 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks.